Welcome, everyone listening live and also as a recording. We're here for the open house of millennium-trader.com. My name is Adam Beebe. I'm doing this on behalf of RJ as far as narrating and driving, if you will, the PowerPoint, but AJ is here and we'll be asking some questions. AJ is the broker for the site. We're joined by the seller of the site, Barry and Oglin. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, Barry. Pronounce your last name? Oh, very good. Thank you for joining us, by the way.
Thank you.
A little housekeeping, everyone. If this is applicable, if you're listening to this live, this recording is going to be on Latona's usually by the end of the day today, but could be first thing Friday, February 13th, but we'll be able to be viewed as a recording there. If you haven't already done so, please dial into the audio bridge. You can use your mic, or you can obviously dial in. Everyone except myself, AJ, and Barry, the seller, is going to be muted. So type your questions into the question functionality there that you see. What we have here is a very solid, established site in the financial field, and I'll let Barry definitely expound upon that. Any of this that you're seeing right now, anyone listening live, recorded, is able to access the information you see right now on latonas.com. You simply need to log into your account. It's your name and email. These blue links, these hyperlinks, you click on them, they will show the monthly trends. They'll show the monthly breakdown of, in this case, revenue, expenses, uniques, and page views. If you want, and this is upon request, and as well making sure that we do have a signed NDA in-house for you, there is in the listing an area where you can request a prospectus. And again, AJ Archibald is the broker on this site. He will get the request and he will facilitate getting that to you. I'm advancing right now. Barry, this is kind of when you take the mic for a while. And I know the site's been around in some manifestation for ballpark 15, 16 years. If you would, kind of the Reader's Digest version, please. Give us the history of the site.
Okay, we started Millennium back in 1999. It was a chat room that started out just for stocks. Then we added the futures. Then when we slowly added the Forex trading rooms, and we probably about 2 years ago we added the option trading room. It's been a business that's been on a steady growth for us. There again, probably about 3-4 years ago, when the market took a big hit, we ended up taking a big hit too as well. There's been a lot of things that Millennium has went through. The 9/11. Then also they also have a day trading rule now that any trader that has doesn't have at least $25,000 in their trading account, they can't trade more than 5 trades a day. So I mean, there's been a lot of challenges for Millennium, but Millennium has continued to grow. There again, the last 2 years, Millennium has suffered due to the fact we started another venture, another business, and that business for us has skyrocketed. That's one of the reasons why, and only reason why, we're putting Millennium on the market to sell. As far as changes for Millennium, we're looking into the future now as we sit and we're talking with our developer now. We're looking to change a lot of things with Millennium. If we don't sell it, one of the things that we really want to try to venture into, and we really feel that this would be a good asset for Millennium, is to add text messages to the chat room. Basically, what that would consist of is when a moderator makes a call in the chat rooms, it would also send out a text message. We've had traders constantly asking us over the last couple of years to add that type of feature. Now with a lot of your brokers, they have that you can You can basically get an app on your phone that you can place a trade right over your cell phone. So we've had a lot of traders that have asked us to implement that. There again, that's one of the things we're looking into with our developer into the future growth of Millennium. There's a lot of things Millennium can do to basically grow itself. There again, back to what I said earlier, the biggest problem we have is time. I'm being pulled away from too many. I'm being pulled from this business to another business, and it's just like it's time that it's time for us to sell one. So that's one of the reasons why we put Millennium on the market.
Great. And what you'll do, Barry, I mute myself just so there's not any ambient noise. So there's going to be a slight delay when you finish talking, and when it's my turn to talk, there'll be just a little pause right there. But thank you for going in depth with that. Members area, this is also going to be discussed, I know, in the admin section. Anything that you see that you want to mention here within the members section, this slide?
This right here, this is basically one of our trading rooms. This is the stock trading room. As you can see, over to the right is the list of the members. Over to the left is how a moderator makes the calls. That's what a member sees when they're sitting in our room. We give them entry points, and we also give them exit points. We also tell them, as as the stock is moving up or down, or forex call, future call, whatever. As it's moving up and down, we also tell them to consider taking some profits. So that is basically the interface for the chat room. That's just one of the chat rooms. All right. Do I move the slide or you?
I am. Got it. Again, the aforementioned pause there. I know the domain was registered at, if memory serves something, domain or site went live in '99, but what we're seeing here obviously is the Wayback Machine archive and the variety of manifestations that Millennium Trader has taken. What do you think the most relevant thing over the past 16 years about the site has changed? You may have had some aesthetic changes and functionality changes, but what do you think the most relevant is?
I think the most one was the day trading rule that they put into effect. There again, like I said earlier, you have to have a minimum of $25,000 in your account in order to be a day trader. I think that was one of the biggest hits that we took as far as the challenge. There again, before that rule came into play, we had traders, that it didn't matter what size account they had, they could still trade. And then the second challenge I think that we had was the 9/11. Believe it or not, that was a hell of a crunch for us because everybody was bailing in the financial market because they didn't basically know what was going to happen. Then when we went through that financial crunch several years ago, back in 2009, 10, that was a real big challenge for us as well. But as you can see by the chart, I mean, it's been a challenge, but we've always bounced back. That's why I keep iterating that, the fact that if someone had the time to basically run Millennium, and we now have moderators that run the rooms for us, and we're trying to back out of Millennium as much as we can, and for this way we can run the back end and try to get more traffic to Millennium, and also try to pick up more members. That's one thing that we're fortunate for, that we have the moderators to take over for us. We only work now, me and my wife, she runs the Forex and the futures room. We only work 2 days a week. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we only work from 8 to 1. The only reason why we backed off from working all day from 8 to 4 is the volatility. There again, we feel that we have adjusted with the times. Now, during the afternoon, the trading has dried up tremendously, so there's no volatility. So instead of making calls, instead of banging calls out and traders losing money, we decided that we basically will just shut her down at 1 o'clock every day now until the volatility comes back. But there again, I don't think the volatility will come back. Now, this is just my humble opinion. I don't think the volatility will come back, and the reason being is most trading floors now are computerized. There was a big trading floor last week, the CME, that basically they started shutting down a lot of their trading floors because due to the fact everything's computerized. If you don't have volatility, you can't make calls. You can't make trades. You can force calls and you can force trades, but you're not doing your members any justification for doing that.
Got it. Okay, thank you. What we're seeing here is obviously the analytics on the site through the duration of the past year. I mean, the dips, I'm assuming those are weekends. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so I mean, it's just from a look standpoint, it looks reasonably consistent and stable, which is a great thing.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think maybe we get it. Well, obviously the vast majority of the traffic is US based, which is great.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Not to interrupt, Jeff.
Yeah.
One of the other things that we took it into a beta state and we tried it, and that was having our Forex room open 24/7. That really started to pay off well for us. But there again, our moderator that was doing that, he got injured and he basically couldn't make any more calls because he was laid up for quite some time. So we never pursued going down that road again. That would be another asset to push Millennium, is to open up the Forex trading room, 24/7. There you would pick up other countries and so forth as doing the Forex trading. Because like I said, the Forex trading, you can trade 24/7.
Got it. We'll get into how many emails you have and how many subscribers you have and how often you send out an email once we get to traffic, which will actually be, we are there in a bit, but in a couple slides, I should say. The vast majority, I'm sorry, completely incorrect there. You have a nice blend among organic, direct, and referral. Have you delved any into social media? Any thoughts regarding that?
Yeah, if you go to our website, you'll see on the right-hand side of our website that we have probably around 12 social media that we're hooked into. Every time we post an alert on our RS feed, it basically goes and feeds those social media as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you seeing an uptick on that? I mean, I know that you have the widgets there.
I mean, the trend for Millennium is it's pretty steady. You will get some fluctuations, when the holiday comes and so forth. When spring comes, summer, people take vacations and so forth. You'll see a downtrend. Right now we're in our uptrend. What we always call is our uptrend, because right now a lot of traders are trading right now. They're not out in the cold, so they're doing a lot of trading right now. Like I said, you will see some downtrends during the summer months. But there again, like I said, you can look at the charts, and Millennium's pretty well steady. I mean, it's just like a business that just keeps on going, keeps on ticking. Like a pink money, I guess.
Hey, Barry, this is AJ. I was wondering, and this is actually the appropriate slide, what are some of the major keywords that you guys are ranked highly for?
We go for like day trading, stocks trading room, futures trading room, Forex trading room, option trading room, anything to do with those four categories, we're there. Stocks the chart settings, we go for those keywords. There's a lot of, we have a spreadsheet of all of our keywords and all of our pages that we have breakdown, and our developer works on, and our SEO person works on for us.
Right.
Great. And anyone who has a signed NDA on file, as well as makes a request, we can provide more in-depth Google Analytics screenshots, perhaps add you as a viewer there, should we have that.
I can also send you the spreadsheet for the SEO too as well.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You said you would. Right. So anyone listening to this, if that's of interest, request it. We get a signed NDA, we'll send it. Thanks for mentioning that, Barry. Okay, what are we seeing right here?
This looks to me like it's a, I don't know what this is. This was something you put together here. What is this?
Well, these are kind of the top pages that are being accessed by your users.
All right.
Top entry point.
One of the biggest pages that we see a lot of traffic off of is our performance page. There again, traders like to see what the moderators are doing and how are they making the calls and so forth. Which on our website, if you go to our website, you'll see we track everything. I mean, well, there again, we have to by the SEC rules. We have to, but we track everything as far as our daily calls. They can click on there and they can go to the website and they can see each and every moderator's call, the entry point, the exit point, the profit, the loss. And then we have a market commentary that we post the actual trades. This way they can access that and they can go online and they can access and they can see there again, like I said, the entry points and the exit points and so forth. This way they can, we also, we started a new thing here the first of the year that we started, the moderators have to, inside the trading room, they have to post their entry point on a stock or a futures, forex, or option call. This way, that's also all on their run sheets. Each day, the moderators, they send us a run sheet at the end of the day, which is 1 o'clock for us. They send us a run sheet, and which lists their calls and so forth, and then we post it on the website each and every day.
Okay. Thank you.
Like I said, one of the biggest pages that gets a lot of traffic is our performance pages.
And these are the sources that are discussed here. Do you recognize? Well, obviously, you're going to recognize some of these sites here.
These sites here are the sites that we have backlinks with.
Yeah.
There again, if you go to our website, you click on at the bottom. You'll click on links. You'll see our link partners that we there again, as I said to you earlier, that's one of the things that we're lacking on, and that's there again. When before we started the other business 3 years ago, this was one of the things that we really pounded out was backlinks and so forth. That draws in traffic. We all know that the more backlinks you have out there, the more traffic you're going to create. This is one of the things that we've been lacking on tremendously. And this is there again. That's one of the things that we're trying to implement a program now that we're hopefully we can get that fired back up again.
Okay. We have a slide or two coming, which will go more into. Well, this is one of them. You have quite a few backlinks here. Are you buying any links? Is it more just link exchange?
It's just more link exchange. There again, there's all kinds of places you can go on the internet and you can place a link for free.
Oh, sure.
We really don't buy many links. We several years ago we did when we were really trying to push it. We were buying links. There again, we do a lot of forums. We do a lot of advertising that you can find that is free. There's all kinds of ways to get backlinks. As you can see, we have a good many backlinks. And we're a true believer on our backlinks as far as producing traffic for us.
Hey Barry, this is AJ speaking. Now might be also a good time to talk about your affiliate program to a certain degree as well.
Right. On our website, if you go to our affiliate program, you'll be able to see that we have a big program for that. We have a lot of people that have joined up, and there again, that's another thing too. With our affiliate program, it's not that expensive to have someone join, and there again, they bring in a lot of links for us as well.
Okay. These are some of the companies. Do you have some more impressive sites that you're linked with, or do you get a lot of, as far as the financial sites and magazines that I think the common person would know? Do you get a lot of action through some of those parties, some of those online?
several years ago, we did a lot of advertising in magazines. There again, that did pay off somewhat in the beginning, but then it started drying up. So basically, like I said, I mean, we really do push our affiliate program.
Okay.
It's a good way for, you know, even our members, even our current members join and, you know, basically bring members to the rooms. Also, we have a deal worked out with our moderators where if they bring a member aboard, they get half of what the member brings too. So,
And that brings up a really good.
There's a lot of ways to promote.
Well, and not only that, I mean, you guys have a very varied revenue stream, amount of revenue streams for this site. Would you care to talk about some of the different revenue streams that you have for Millennium?
Yeah, we basically have our membership, our basic membership base. We do a lot of advertising. We also, if you go online, you can see now. We used to sell a lot of ebooks, but then to generate the email traffic, what we tried to do was we started just giving away the email books just to basically collect emails. Another generator of revenue for us is when you sign up. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of AdWorks. Any click that goes through, we get paid $2 a click that signs up for one of their ads. They sell newspapers like the Wall Street Journal, Barron's, and so forth. We get $2 a click for anyone that signs up for that. That's a big revenue generator for us.
And your membership also, you have your traditional membership, but you also do a trial. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. We offer a trial. That's a revenue generator. There again, years ago, this is changing with time. Our trials used to be free. However, then we were up against, you know, basically just people just trying to get extra trials and so forth. So we started probably about 2 years ago, we started charging $10 a trial. They get a 7-day trial. But there again, we generate $10. It's not a lot of money, but it's better than the free. And at first we thought, well, you know, we didn't know how we were going to be affected by that. But the members, honestly, if they're legit, they're going to pay the $10. That's, I mean, how we view it, honestly. We get rid of a lot of riffraff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
What we're seeing here, Barry, is a as the word would infer, you're having an uptick over the past. The trend is up since June, and I know you mentioned the summer months tend to get a little rough. What do you attribute to just the general? Is this what we're going to see year after year, or have seen?
This is a very good chart showing, you know, how basically in the summer months it'll start to go downhill during the summer months, and then it'll basically start turning around. Usually, by the end of July is when I can't answer why it turned around so quick this year, but usually like the end of July is when it'll start turning around for you. And like I said, right now we're in our prime time right now. It's too damn cold to be outside doing anything.
I'm in Atlanta and it's too cold. I can only imagine elsewhere.
We're in PA, so.
Yeah, I've lived in Massachusetts and Minnesota and Wisconsin. I know, I feel your pain. Thankfully, not anymore, yeah. But I understand. Any rhyme or reason, views? I mean, this graph doesn't look like the other ones. So, are there some articles or some? Go ahead.
You're getting more views here. You're getting more views because you're getting more traffic.
Sure.
There again. They like to. That's why we laid out our website the way we did, because they do like to come on there and they like to read information. I mean, traders that are serious, and when I say a serious trader, they will read. They want to read information. We try to stress to all of our traders, that it's your money, but still, I mean, the stock market is like a pit. I mean, they call it the pit for a reason. It's an alligator pit, and if you're not smart, you will lose money. There's no question about it.
Right. I'm seeing about a 20% variance up and down, I should say. Whereas
Yeah.
with the uniques, I saw an upward trend. I don't know. The answer is I don't know if it is, but I was just wondering, this graph doesn't correspond as far as looking the same as uniques. I understand that more traffic, more views. I was just wondering, you got an up and down, say in August, you've got 21 and, in September, you got a little over 19. I was wondering if there was a reason for that.
I really can't honestly answer that. I mean, we ain't doing nothing that's, are we doing a promotion?
I was just wondering if you put something up on the site this date or that date. I don't know, is a completely accurate answer.
One of the things we found in the past, several years ago, we started this, and this has really helped us tremendously, was we offer if you sign up for an annual, okay, we will throw in an annual for free. So basically, you're getting 2 years for the price of one. But there again, an annual will cost you $1,700. So I mean, it's a fast generator for us to generate cash, but it's also a good deal for the members. Now we started that probably about 2 months ago. It was right before Christmas when we started it.
Okay. Now this is where you're going to be. Go ahead.
That could be contributed to it.
Got it. Okay.
This right here, what you're looking at right here, this is the admin. This is where this is the heartbeat of the company right here. This is where you go in and you can see everything. You can see all your stats. You can see, the member base for each and every room. This is the heartbeat of the business right here.
All right. Well, you tell me when you're done talking about something, and then I can advance. We're going to have a handful or more of slides here for the admin section. If myself or AJ think of a question, we'll throw it in there. But I'm driving right now. You tell me, not driving literally, but I'm driving the PowerPoint. Just say next, and I'll advance to the next slide.
Okay. This right here, this is what you call the CMS. This is where you go in and basically you take care of your members. If they have a problem, or if you want to send them an email, or so forth, this is where you take care of that. This is also where you go in and you make any kind of changes to the website whatsoever. This is it right here. Go ahead next. This right here it lists the member. This shows you what the member is basically what they've joined, whether they've joined the futures room or the stocks room or whatever. Now, when a member that signs up for a trial, they get access to all 4 rooms. Once their trial is done, then when they sign up to become a member, then they only have access to whatever room they signed up for, unless they signed up for a double or a triple access. Which we do have a lot of traders that do that. They'll sign up for a double, and sometimes they'll sign up for a triple. Those are the traders that are trading, like for example, stocks and also Forex. Go ahead, Matt. This right here is the manual. It shows you how to go in and change different things in the admin. This is one of the easiest programs I've ever worked with, and I've been doing this for quite some time. This is one of the easiest programs I've ever had the challenge to work with. Go ahead next. All right, this is where you go in and you actually are changing the information on this certain page right here. This is all HTML coding. Up above there, you can't really see, but up above there, you click a button and it'll switch you over to the HTML coding. You can either change it inside there or drag it onto front page or Dreamweaver, whichever program you're using, and then you can drag it back in and update it, and your changes will automatically be changed. That's one of the reasons why I like this site, is because everything is right here in front of you. Every change you want to make on the website is right here. Go ahead next. One other thing I wanted to point out: if you look to the right over there, Like if you want to change the keywords for this particular page, you click on keywords and you can change the keywords. If you want to do a title change, click on title. If you want to do a description change, click on description and it appears right there for you. We have this for each and every page that is on the Millennium website. We have over 8,000 pages too, by the way.
Hey Barry, is the back end using any kind of special coding? Is it using like PHP or something like that, or is it all just straight HTML?
It's Ajax. What they use is Ajax on the server. But this here is all HTML coding, what you use to change a page or change any, the description or content or anything you want to change is all HTML coding.
Okay.
If you have any knowledge whatsoever with HTML coding, this is very simple for you.
Perfect.
Go ahead, next. Okay, this here is the performance page. This is where we go in daily and we update our performance that appears on our website. Basically, what you do is just go to the left over here. You can see if you want to update the stock trading room, you click on Manage, and then it'll list each moderator's name, and then you put the amount that the moderator gets for the day, and you hit Save, and then bam, it appears on your website for you. You can also change and add moderators and so forth on that page. Go ahead, next. All right, this here is all the folders. This is just a smaller version of it. This lists all your folders. You can see you have the affiliate. My site. You've got the members pages. You got the news pages. What you would do with one of these is you would click on that folder, then it would expand, and then you can go and choose whatever page you want to go to work on. That's what this here, right, is. This is your main. I'm going to call it, I guess, a main folder page. Go ahead, next. Okay, this here is what your member sees, okay? When your member logs in, this is what your member sees. Now, this here is an admin's page, and when I say it's an admin, is you can see we list, there's everything. An admin has access to everything. However, a member, when they would sign in, let's say, for example, if they're let's say that they're a member of the Futures Room, they would only see the Future tab. They would click on that, and they would take them to the Futures Trading Room. They also can click on the Read Archive. They can read the archives. Now that is basically what happens is every night at midnight it switches over, and you can click on each one of them, and you can see what was said in the chat room all day long. Whatever was said in the chat room will be on their archives. They stay on the archives for 5 days, and then they're deleted. It automatically deletes them. Next. One other thing too, if they have access to the stock trading room, or if they would have access to the stock trading room and the Forex, then you would have 2 of those on there. All right, this is what a member sees. There again, we talked about this earlier. This is what a member sees in the stock trading room. When a moderator makes a call, to the left up there, you'll see that they have an open position. What they'll do is the moderator will then post that in the open position window, and it will be all listed on the left-hand side, whatever calls the moderator is currently in. It'll be listed on the left-hand side. But this is what the member sees. This is the end users part of the chat room. Go ahead, next. Another one of the things that we are considering if we decide to rebuild Millennium is we want to add audio. The members are asking for audio to be able to, we can point out the charts and so forth. We also want to have a section when we make a call. Members want to know why we're making a call. So we would implement a chart section inside the chat room where it would show the chart of whatever call we're in, and then it would show basically we could explain to them why we're making this call. The candles are pointing up. We got a bigger trend here with it's stacking on the sell side, so that's the reason why we took a short. If it's stacking on the long side, that's the reason why we took we went long on it. This right here, this is the moderator's interface. This is what a moderator sees. As you can see all the buttons down below, we have the capability of having 4 long calls and also 4 short calls. We also have a news button where if we want to post news, we can post news. We also have an alert and a attention button. But like I said, I mean, whenever you want to make calls, you would fill out each one of these buttons and you would fire them off, and then it would appear in the room. Each call button, of the 4 up above and the 4 down below, each one of them have a different caller that appears in the chat room. Then up at the left-hand side, you'll see the open position button. You basically put your symbol in there and what your entry was, and then you hit that plus button, and then it'll appear in the gray part there, so that way the member sees what your entry was. And like I said, probably about 2 months ago, we started implementing that moderators have to, we want the time also posted on there. That's basically it on that as far as, that's what the moderator's interface looks like. Go ahead, next. You can tell I'm not used to talking that much. Okay, this right here is when a moderator logs in. This is the moderator's interface. When a moderator logs in, moderators have access to any of the rooms. They can access all 4 if they want to access all 4, or they can access whatever room that they're moderating. For example, my option moderator, he'll log into the stocks trading room because he'll use the stocks a lot of times to make an option call. So he logs into both rooms. Down below, the reason why there's 8 of them, each room we also have a room for each training room, I'm sorry, where we can take members in and we can train them in those rooms. Go ahead, next. That's another big generator for us too, is the training that we offer. We get $250 an hour for training, and we do a 3-hour session with a member, so it's $750.
Okay, and now we're talking about revenue, so that's a good segue there. This is obviously the monthly revenue as broken down by month. We don't see as much of a dip during the summer, and I know a lot of your revenue is obviously by subscription. What do you see as relevant as far as the ups and downs on this one?
There again, I would have to say that's the trend of the market. I mean, there's no reason or why you get the ups and the trends and you get the down trends. There's really no reason why. I can honestly say that. I mean, it's just however the market's acting. I mean, this market now is so volatile. I mean, it's if something happens, I mean, we have a down day. I mean, it's really volatile.
All right, hey Barry, does being in a bull or a bear market affect you, or does that not matter so much?
No, I'll be honest with you.
More about volatility.
I'll be honest with you, AJ. Really, market trends don't really affect us because due to that, we're day traders. There again, it's the volatility that affects us. We need volatility in order to stocks to move. When you get a stock that's a flat line like Microsoft or a stock like that, we can't trade it because it's just flat line. We need volatility for our members can get in and get out. So really, if I have a bull market, it doesn't really matter. If I have a bear market, it doesn't really matter. If I short, we go long, or we short, it doesn't really matter. I particularly, I would prefer to short. Things fall faster than they climb.
Do you see opportunities in other kinds of vehicles for trading? So, for instance, like, if a buyer was to buy the site, would adding something like Bitcoin to it be something that would be of interest because it is so volatile?
Well, I didn't hear what you said, the last part.
Like adding currency trading, like for instance, like Bitcoin, since Bitcoin is so volatile.
Oh, yeah, that is real valuable. There again, we would love to add something like that. Like I said earlier, my thing is time.
Yeah.
There's just not enough hours in the day.
Okay. But that could easily be something that someone who took on the site could expand to.
Oh yeah, I mean you could add another room easily.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, there again, like I said, I mean, what we did to add each and every room, what we did was we would get a moderator that was going to trade it. For example, the options. Okay, before we went full force in the options. Okay, the option moderator that we put on would make the calls in the stock trading room. It's really confusing, and we would tell our members that right up front. Basically, we were testing it. We were beta testing it.
Right.
And then once we had interest in it, then we expanded and we added an option trading room. To add another room or to keep adding rooms is nothing with the software we have.
Barry, we have a question coming in, and I see the other question here, but I'll ask this one. What are the roles of the moderators? How are they paid?
They get paid, well, each and every moderator gets paid differently. Right now, we have the moderators set up for stocks, futures, and Forex. They get paid 35% of whatever that room brings in. The option moderator, and the only reason why we do that is because, like I said, I'm a moderator for the stocks trading room. My wife is a moderator. She's been trading futures and Forex for 15 years. She handles the futures and Forex room. So the option room, that moderator makes 45% because we have no backup. I mean, he's the guy that handles it. I mean, he handles it, so he makes more money.
Got it. Now, as far as there's a question here that may be a little bit dated. Is any of the site in WordPress? Any aspect?
No, sir. No.
Okay. I think that answers it. If that doesn't, please re-ask a question or ask another question there. Expenses, as far as it's discussed on the website, but go into detail regarding that, please.
See, Run the Millennium is very financially affordable. We spend around $900 a month to run it. That's just that's for the server, PayPal Flow, and I have a list somewhere. I'd have to look for it. But it's around $900 a month now, excluding the moderator's pay. It just to run Millennium is around $900 a month. That's it. And there again, another thing too I want to stress too is the fact that we are on a big server. We're on a huge server through Rackspace. We are in the talks with talking to them where they're saying, now there again, this comes with time. You know, as things change, so does your operation. They're saying that we don't need the big server that we have. I mean, what they're saying is we have a dinosaur server, and probably so because we've been with Rackspace probably 7-8 years. And what they're saying, and my wife Jeannie, she's the one who's dealing with them. They're saying that we can get a server for around $400 or $500 a month. Right now, we're paying $800 or $780 a month for a server. So they're talking to her about getting and putting us on a smaller server that's going to be more efficient. And which, I'll be honest with you guys, I got to tell you, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I can remember, I mean, years ago, I mean, we had to have these big desktops that are sitting beside us and putting off the heat like you wouldn't believe. And now, I mean, we run off Dell laptops that we have 8 monitors that are hooked onto the laptops. It's just incredible how things have changed. So that's an expense that basically can be brought down as a server expense. Or whoever would purchase it, they might just want to transfer it all over onto their server.
Sure.
It's hard to say, but that's easily done because there again, like I said, we have the chat room software, and we also have a backup of the whole website.
Now, you've covered a lot of this already, and I think probably if I could just, an hour of your time is worth more than an hour of my time in a lot of different ways. So everyone's hours aren't the same. I guess the best way of starting to answer the question is kind of give us your 30-second resume, what your what your experience and what your work, what your resume was prior to starting the site. You obviously, have learned stuff since you had it, but kind of go into your background, your skill set, and then answer day-to-day operations, if you would, please.
Well, I owned a car dealership. I had a Toyota dealership that I ran for probably 20 years, and it was like 18 years. And then after that, we started day trading, and then I told I remember talking to my wife and saying that there's got to be a way for us to turn this into a business. So that's how we started Millennium. We just started. We went in and we had a developer, build us a website, and we started making calls. That what we were trading, that's what we were calling, and that worked out rather well for us for a couple of years. But then there again, as times change, the SEC came out with rules saying that we weren't allowed trading our calls, so we weren't allowed. They call that front running. So basically, then we backed out of it. Once we built Millennium to the point where we could survive on, the revenues from Millennium, we backed out of it, and we just started focusing on making calls every day. And there again, like I said, we used to be open 8 to 4 every day, until like I said, the volatility has dried up tremendously. You'll see it now. You'll see. I read an article once where it said about it used to take the trading floor all day long to place orders, nightly orders. It used to take them all day long. That's what the traders did on the floor. They would put those orders in all day long, and when they were putting those orders in, that's what causes volatility. Well, now with these massive computers they have, but when the bell rings at 9:30, they have the whole night is done usually by 10:30. Usually by an hour, all their orders are in now. And so the volatility is really dramatic between 9:30 till, say, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then the volatility starts to dry up. And there again, like I said to you earlier, you've got to have volatility in order to trade. We're not investors. We're not swing traders. We're day traders. And without volatility, we're dead ducks in the water. So that's the changes over time. That's basically what has happened. So probably I'm going to say 6 months ago, we just made a decision that we're going to shut her down at 1 o'clock. And there again, sure, we were concerned whether or not it was going to affect a lot of our traders. But I'll be honest, we've had welcoming. Traders have emailed us and said, thank you so much for, basically a trader will sit and trade until they're broke. And that's the biggest challenge we have, is training our traders not to do that. So with us shutting down at 1 o'clock, we've had traders email us and thank us because they're actually starting to make money because they're not sitting there and they're not trying to force a call. So the 1 o'clock shutdown for us has helped us tremendously. I think that is one of the reasons why you're starting to see a turnaround in the revenue, because traders will get upset if they lose money. And if you make a call and they end up losing money, they will get upset. That's why we've made the decision, and we looked at our moderators and we said, hey, we're shutting her down at 1. So, it's been a challenge. It's just like any business. Any business is a challenge. But there again, you got to be diversified. You got to come up with different ways to change up things. You can't keep going down the same road. And there again, like I said, to you earlier, one of the things that we're going to implement, and we're in the midst of talking with our developer now, is the texting and so forth, the calls, because traders are asking for that. So we're going to implement it. I think that's going to be a great asset for Millennium because everybody's on the go. Everybody's on the go. And even with trading, you don't have traders sitting in front of the monitor, the monitors and trading like you used to. There again, there's a lot of reasons why. You don't have a lot of traders that have $25 to $35 to $50,000 sitting in an account where they can just blow it away. So we have to come up with a way to, try to come up with a way to try to help those traders that are on the go. And that's one of the reasons why we're real excited about, talking with our developer on that. I don't know what else to say. I think it's just like I said, it's just like any business. It's a challenge.
Well, hey, Barry, how many hours typically are you spending on the site?
Well, right now, us personally, now I'm talking me and my wife, okay? Mm-hmm. We work 8 to 1, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
That's it. And there again, hopefully here within the next 2 to 3 months, we want to try and pull out that all together. And our moderators will take over totally all week long. This gives us the opportunity, there again, not only to run our other business, but to also try to do the back-end work for Millennium. That's how I want to try to focus on changing Millennium. That way we can back out of the room. But we've had traders that, we want you in there trading. So, it's a challenge that we just don't want to throw it upon them and basically upset some traders. So we're trying to walk out of it slowly. But we trade, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 1, and then our moderators trade, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And that's about how many hours we put in.
Okay.
All right. Expectations, growth. If you were to keep the site and had the time, what would you do?
Like I said, I went over that still as far as I would to see Millennium grow. I think you got to change it with the times. You got to bring it up into the times. I would implement more going into the social networks because we all know that's where the future lies, the social networks. There again, I would try to back out of the chat rooms and focus more on the text messages and having a program where the traders can get the calls via text. Like I said here earlier in this conversation, that brokers now have a program where you can upload a program on your phone and bam, 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 you expect to be standing in the middle of wherever, and you can put a trade right through your cell phone. That's what the demand calls for, and that's see Millennium grow. I think we got to change that over.
Okay, and I'm looking through any questions that are coming in last minute. Why are you selling the site?
There again, I wouldn't be selling Millennium if the other, and it sounds like I'm giving you a double negative here, but I wouldn't be selling Millennium if it wouldn't be from other business that is tremendous. It's just went through the roof, and I don't have time. I'm running thin as it is now. There again, it helped, and I won't lie, it has helped us tremendously by backing out of the trading rooms those 3 days. It has helped us tremendously. Now that there, again, we've only probably been doing that probably for about 3 or 4 months now. Like I said to you earlier, I don't want to just throw it onto the traders and boom, we're out of the room. So, like I said, that's one of the changes that I think we have to take baby steps on. And that is honestly, I run 3 businesses. So it's like something's got to give. I'm getting older and something's got to give. So, and this is one of the businesses that I feel can be turned around, but it's going to take some work. It's going to take some work. It's going to take what we used to do several years ago and basically run the back end of Millennium. That's what somebody needs to do. They need to get in here. They need to run the back end of Millennium. And when I say run the back end of Millennium, they need to promote it. They need to get it out there more. They need to get it in magazines. They need to get it, there's all kinds of ways to run it. That's what Millennium needs. And that's why if you guys have seen the numbers, you've seen what the numbers were before. So I honestly feel Millennium can go back, those numbers can come back. Because you're always going to have a stock market. There's no question about it. The stock market's not going nowhere. However, it's changing, and it's changed dramatically. We have to move with the changes.
Okay,
That's why
that makes sense.
yeah.
Um, we've been asking
You got,
questions as they've come in,
mhm.
and last call for questions, but I see everything's been addressed thus far.
Well,
Barry, you've done a great job.
there's one thing that we haven't talked about, which is kind of like the jewel of Millennium, and
Okay.
that is the email list that you have, Barry. Why don't we talk about the emails and how large that list is, and what some of the challenges have been around that, but what someone could use as an opportunity using those emails.
Well, okay, as far as the email database, we have over 800,000 emails. Now, those are the emails that we have collected over the years, being in business for 16 years. There again, that has been from how did we collect those? Free ebooks. Basically, we used to have a free market commentary. They would sign up, and we would collect an email from them. Your sign-ups, your free trials, and so forth. But we have a database of over 800,000 emails. We currently have a database of, there's 38,000 members in Millennium's database. That was the admin that we showed you. And we currently have like 2,000 some odd in our AWeber account. Now, what that AWeber account is, that's our bulk email provider. That's where we send out our weekly newsletter. What happened was we used to be with another email provider, but they got to the point where, I'll be honest with you, they got to the point where it was too costly. So we switched over and we went with AWeber. AWeber will not let us take our database and upload it into their system without it being a double opt-in, which that's understandable. That's no problem. Our developer went and created a software that all those 800,000 get sent out a double opt-in. But there again, for we don't get nailed for spam, we only can send out one every 15 minutes. So those emails, those 800,000 emails are getting sent emails, and basically then if the member wants to opt in again, they have to do a double opt-in. That's AWeber's rules. That's not ours. But that's the source of our emails that we have, and like I said, we have our database inside our admin, which we showed you there.
Right. So for all the potential buyers, obviously, an 800,000 person database of people who are interested in financial information is hugely valuable. So
I mean, and there again, I mean, I have not found a provider, when I say a provider, a bulk email provider, that will allow you to upload them, just upload them into their system. Yeah, like I said, most of them are double opt-in. But yeah, that's a great asset for anybody that they want to do advertising, or they want to send out that hey, we're changing this over or whatever. That's a hell of a tool. There again, I want to clarify though, it's not inside our database. These are separate that we have, but there again, that goes with the sale. I don't want people being confused, because we have our database that's inside our admin. That's 38,000. That is the member base that we have.
right, and that's 38,000 paid subscribers, or what is that exactly?
But that's people that have paid, have been trials, not trials, but paid members, yeah, paid
Right.
subscribers.
Right. So once again, you have an extraordinarily steady revenue base that's not fluctuating up and down with advertising or anything else. That's just kind of a steady revenue stream that's ongoing.
Right, and there again, like I said, there's another asset for Millennium is to hire a good advertising company to sell more ads for you. There again, that's another slack that we've been slacking on, and but we used to have a company that used to sell our ads for us. But they no longer in business, so we've never taken the time to get out there and try to find another replacement for them. So finding an advertising agency to sell you ads is another great tool for Millennium.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, great. I was reviewing the questions here. They've all been answered. Everyone listening live and in the recording, the broker on this property is AJ Archibald. He's a gentleman who was just speaking with the seller. Phone number there. Email is there. His Skype is aj.latonas. Invite him and he can accept you and begin a conversation. As mentioned, anyone requesting more information can contact him directly through the listing. There is a prospectus, access to Google Analytics, some SEO sheets that Barry mentioned while we were talking in traffic or in that topic. So more information is available. We do need a signed NDA in-house for that. On that note, Barry, you did a great job. We're out of questions.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Sorry I'm a little hoarse here. Like I said, I don't usually talk that much.
Oh, you did a great job.